Imagine a city that once thrived with millions of people. Markets full of sound, streets full of life, lights shining all night. Then, one day, silence. The buildings still stand, but they are empty. Wind moves through broken windows, plants push through cracks in the roads. This is not fiction. This is what happens when a city dies and nature takes over. Today, we explore the echoes of the last city. Cities rise and fall throughout history, but most do not vanish completely. Even ancient ruins still show signs of life, people farming nearby, travelers passing through. But in a post-apocalyptic world, the fall is total. Infrastructure fails, electricity stops, water systems collapse. Without constant care, a modern city can become unlivable in weeks. When people leave, nature begins to reclaim the space. Roads start to crack, grass grows where cars once drove. Animals move back in. Urban noise becomes a distant memory. Archaeologists have studied what happens when civilization collapses. Chernobyl, the site of the 1986 nuclear disaster, gives us a real example. Within 30 years of evacuation, forests grew thick around buildings. Wild animals, boar, wolves, deer, returned. It shows how quickly a city can transform when humans are gone. But Echoes of the Last City is not just about overgrown streets. It is about the story a city tells when there is no one left to listen. In this imagined scenario, we stand in the last city that once held human life. The cause of abandonment is not important here. It could have been war, climate disaster, or a global disease. What matters is that this was the final place where humanity tried to hold on. The city still shows signs of its people. Makeshift shelters lean against crumbling towers. Scavenged materials, wood, metal, cloth, mark where survivors once lived. Fires were lit here for warmth. Walls have scratched messages, names, or dates. Over time, even these signs begin to fade. Rust eats through metal. Wood rots away. Dust settles thick on everything. Water leaks through rooftops, weakening floors. Eventually, buildings collapse under their own weight. But not everything is gone. Some structures remain standing like monuments to memory. A school with desks still in place. A market with broken stalls. An apartment with pictures still on the wall. These frozen scenes give us a glimpse of what daily life once looked like. Sound is one of the strangest changes. Cities are noisy. Cars, people, machines. Without them, the silence feels heavy. Only wind, birds, and distant echoes break it. Each sound feels louder, as if the city itself is speaking. This is where the title, Echoes of the Last City, comes from. The city seems to hold on to its past, replaying it through small details. A child's toy on the floor, a sign half buried in dirt, a faded poster of a concert that never happened. So why should we care about abandoned cities, even imaginary ones? First, they remind us that civilization is fragile. A city depends on constant human effort. Food must be shipped in. Electric grids must be maintained. Sewage and water systems must be repaired. When these systems fail, collapse happens fast. Second, they show how powerful nature is. Even the strongest concrete and steel can be broken down by plants, rain, and time. Within a few decades, a city can disappear under forests. Third,
They give us perspective on our own lives. We often think of cities as permanent, but they are not. We live inside something that needs daily care. If we do not maintain it, or if a major disaster strikes, it can vanish. And finally, these empty places tell human stories. Even in the ruins, we find resilience. A handmade water filter, a repaired wall, a simple note that says, "We were here." These things show that even at the end, people tried to live, tried to survive, tried to hope. The echoes of the last city are not just about loss. They are about memory, survival, and what it means to be human. Walking through these streets, we are reminded that every city, every home is part of a bigger story. One day, our own cities may face the same fate. What will they say about us when we are gone? That is the question Echoes of the Last City leaves behind.